What's going on, guys? Girls, Rob here, and a lot of news going on. The masks are coming back. Washington, D.C., New York City. If you go up north, you're going to see more and more masks. I just got back from Philly last weekend, and there were some people wearing masks, but not a lot. Not a lot. Not as many as I thought would be. But the fear is back. Is the fear real? Yeah, maybe. But some people are saying, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't have data that tells me whether masks help or don't help. I wear one once in a while. I don't know if it's helping me or not, but I wear it. The Big 12 conference. The Big 12 conference. It's starting to get a little sticky now. All right. They have a contract with ESPN through 2025. 4 more seasons. There's only 8 teams left, right? The disbanding, it looks like it's coming. It's starting to. The teams are starting to unravel, want to go different places. The team that does not go anywhere may be in for the biggest windfall of all. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. All right. There's Baylor. There's still Texas Tech. There's West Virginia, definitely looking at the ACC. Kansas, definitely looking at the ACC and the Big Ten. The Big Ten's looking at them as well, but Kansas mostly wants to go to the ACC, I think. And they'll be able to choose who they want to go to. Iowa State and other teams as well that are not as proficient in sports and not as glamorous looking as a Kansas or West Virginia. Baylor, obviously, I don't think I have a problem going to another conference. The Big Ten probably would take them. The Pac-12 probably would take them. I don't know. But Baylor is a good team to be able to take. Texas Tech, TCU, Oklahoma State. Probably none of those teams would have big-time problems finding new conferences. Iowa State. A couple of these teams are going to have problems. And this is where if you've got good legal counsel around you, you find out what's going on. Number one, from now to 2025, the ESPN has to pay the Big 12 conference a sum of money to show their sport on their sports, football, basketball, different things on television. ESPN has that contract for 4 more years. Okay. If all of these schools bail, right? Let's say they leave 2 schools out. Let's say a TCU, and let's say Iowa State just has no place to go. Don't think for a second that it's not some thought given to this. With this contract still given, Texas and Oklahoma have dropped their legal rights to any financial gains through the Big 12. If West Virginia and Kansas leave the Big 12 and go to the ACC, they're going to sign off that they have no more legal rights to any financial gain by the Big 12. Okay? That makes the pot same size. The money is still the same size, but the amount of teams getting part of the shares is less and less, and they're going to be getting more and more money. Now, what happens if, let's say, 5 more teams, let's say 6 more teams leave. 6 more teams leave and they sign off. We have no financial gain we can have from the Big 12. And the Big 12 commissioner is there with 2 teams and has nothing in front of him, okay? Other than a stack of money that they're going to be looking at and being like, okay, look, do we play as the Big 12 conference? Because if they go to independent status, that's leaving the Big 12 conference. Okay. Do we stay status quo, just the 2 teams or 4 teams, whatever, as the Big 12 conference for 4 more years? Now, I don't know how you would do it, because what do? Do you play each other twice a year or 4 times, 3 times a year? I don't know. Obviously in football, you can play out of conference games. But what happens with the FCS, with the FBS bowl schedule? Think about that too. They have a contract with the Big 12 to, their season champ or their league champion supposed to be able to have one of the 4 big bowls. They're going to have themselves a big problem, the NCAA is, if they indeed have something signed saying the 5 major conferences, quote unquote, the 5 major conferences have legal rights to play in a bowl game, one of the major bowls, or Orange, Sugar, Rose, and Fiesta. And how do you tell them no? Is it just going to be more money thrown their way? I don't know. This is what I think is going to happen before it's all said and done. I think representatives from ESPN are going to step up to these teams that are pretty much without a conference and be like, look, we realize you have been messed over here, okay? You are a victim of, you're just a victim here. There's not a whole lot can be done. What can we do to make it right? ESPN's going to lose money here. ESPN is going to lose money. Because these teams are, if they don't leave the conference, they still have the legal right to get this money. And it's not millions. It is, I understand it's hundreds of millions over 4 years. They have got to try to cut their losses. Okay. What they've got to do is this. Okay. We did have 12. Let's say we were going to pay $300 million to the Big 12, or 300. Let's make it easy. 360 million. All right. That would have been 30 million per school right there. This is what I think is going to have to happen for ESPN to get off the hook here. Number one, see how many teams are willing to jump. How many are willing to jump ship, not to forfeit the next 3 or 4 seasons? Because if you do that, you're going to lose a lot. You're going to lose your student athletes, and you're going to lose a whole lot of your staffers. A lot of people that are coaches and stuff right now, they're going to leave. They're going to jump ship. If you're not going to have a football team, why the hell would I stay? Unless you're just going to, unless it's a hell of a paying job, right? But a staffer that's not making anything, they're going to go to a different school. You're not going to have a whole lot going on if you don't keep playing sports. You're just not. This would be the best thing for these teams in the Big 12 to do. Let West Virginia leave. Let Kansas leave. Let Baylor leave if they want to. Let Texas Tech leave, and leave yourself with 4 teams. Okay? Then you approach ESPN and say, look, we were going to get $30 million for playing for the next 4 years. What we want is $25 million, a buyout. That ends anything you have to do with the Big 12 conference. $25 million right now, one lump sum. 25. That's if that's what they owed them, $30 million. Get one lump sum, okay? Then, as soon as you get that buyout and that contract is ripped up, you go find yourself a new conference. you find yourself a new conference quick. But I think that's a way to do it. I really do. Major League Baseball. Trades. Max Scherzer, Trey Turner. Trey Turner right now on the IL for COVID. Both going to the Dodgers. What more do they need, right? What more do they need? Yeah, the Red Sox got Kyle Schwarber having an excellent year, yes, but they need pitching. The Phillies have yet to get anybody. And today at 4 o'clock is it. 6.5 hours from now, it's over with. Do I see some players getting moved around? I definitely see Madison Bumgarner going somewhere. He may go back to the Giants, but I think he would like to come to the East Coast. Watch out for Bumgarner maybe going to the Braves. He may slide to the Phillies, but I think he goes to one of these teams east, the Phillies or the Braves. I think the Braves are the most likely candidate. He's from North Carolina, short drive there down to Truist Park. Who else is going to be on the move? Well, Trevor Story's been on the move all season long, and Charlie Blackmon as well. I think Charlie Blackmon could actually end up being a Philadelphia Philly. Bless you. I think Charlie Blackmon could be a Philadelphia Philly before it's over with. Another left-handed bat, another outfield position. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Blackmon ends up going there. Story, on the other hand, now more than ever, you got to think maybe the Yankees are going to get him. We'll see what happens there. But I look for Story to be gone before days end as well. The Nats are unloading. Yan Gomes. Where's Yan Gomes going to? I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but that's going to be very, very. It's going to be if you're a Washington fan, you got to be wondering what this team's doing. We unloaded Schwarber. We unloaded, and I said all along I thought Scherzer would be gone at the trade deadline, and he's gone. He's gone. What's up, Jim Cutter guy? What's up? What is this team trying to do now? Washington. Are they trying to they're unloading, it looks like. It doesn't look like they're trying to reload. They got Sosa. But now you don't have Turner. You don't have Scherzer. You don't have Schwarber. And now if you get rid of Gomes, you may as well get rid of Josh Bell while you're at it, too. Josh Bell's having a decent year. You can get something for him, and he's not going to be around that many more years. Josh Bell would probably be a good one to get rid of. Who else? Like I say, Bumgarner. I think there's a great chance he comes to Atlanta. Now, we're also talking about Cole Hamels. Cole Hamels said something about maybe an August 1 debut. We'll see. I still say he will not go to the Phillies. I don't think the Phillies want the problem. And I think it'll be a problem if you go sign him now for $3 million, $2.5 million for the rest of the year. You'll start having problems. Part-time players, there's maybe a place for them in this game, but I really think that the true player that plays 150 games in the season does not look at a kid or look at a guy that's wanting to come for the last month and a half and say, oh, well, I'm cherry picking you because you're a good team. It's not because I want to make you better. It's just you're a good team. I want to play on your team. You don't hear them say, I want to go to this team that's 5 behind the lead, and I want to make you good where we can pass them. You don't see that happen. You only see these guys that are cherry-picking teams to go to that are already good. And that doesn't prove that they're any better. If they're still playing the same ball, if they were playing 6'10 ball or 6'25 ball before you got there, and they're playing 6'25 ball after you get there, does that prove you're helping them? To me, it doesn't. If they're playing 600 ball and then they're playing 750 ball after you get there, now, yeah. But that doesn't happen very often. So, for you to cherry pick teams to go to me, a part-time player is one that I would, as a GM, I would stay away from. I would stay away from them just due to the fact that unrest in the clubhouse probably is not worth the bullshit to put through. It really isn't. It's not worth what you have to put the other players through. Next thing, how about the masks? Masks are coming back in D.C. Masks are coming back in New York. This is what I predict happens. I'm in Virginia. Last year, the majority of the year, the kids were part-time. They were going to school a day or two a week, and then they were doing the rest of their schoolwork at home. I say by Halloween this year, it's going to go right back to that again. They may be starting school out just regular, but by the end of October, I say they'll be wearing masks. They'll be cutting them, going to school only 1 or 2 days a week. They're going to forget what a classroom looks like, and they're going to forget what a playground looks like at school. That's just the way I think it's happening. I don't know if there's a right or wrong to it, but that's what I think is going to happen. I just, it's hard for me to fathom it because I went to school for 12 years, played on the playgrounds, went to school most of the time when I was supposed to and when I was skipping. But yeah, I just can't fathom kids just staying at home learning. But hey, that's a new 2021, right? What's going to be the biggest trade of today? Okay, will Story get traded to the Yankees? Will Bumgarner get traded to the Braves? Bumgarner go to the Phillies? It could happen. There's going to be John Gray. Could Gray go to the Phillies? I keep hearing Gray's name. So is John Gray or Sonny Gray? One of those two Gray guys may be going to the Phillies. I don't know what it was. Starting pitcher Gray is all I'd heard. Who else could go? I mean, man, oh man, Nick Castellanos from the Reds had the first 2 months of the year lighting up his scoreboards. Could he end up going somewhere and just turn the offense on? Who knows? Gallo, he's gone. Schwarber's gone. Yan Gomes could be gone before the end of the day. That could happen. Man, oh man. Miguel Cabrera, could he go somewhere? I don't know. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see who Baez, but the Baez kid from the Cubs. Could he get traded? It's going to be very, 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 it's going to be interesting to watch. The one person, J.D. Davis for the Mets. The Mets are first place, and have said that J.D. Davis is on the trading block. Now, I don't know if he's been traded as of right now. He may have. Is he a part? Is that saying that you don't want him to be a part of your winning combination? I don't know. But it was interesting for me to hear that the Mets were trying to trade J.D. Davis. I don't know. It's just pretty interesting for me to hear that. You all leave your comments down below. Like I say, I still say that the kids will not be they'll stop going to school full time by Halloween. I hope I'm wrong, but that's the vibe I'm getting right now. I'm going to have some live feed on here before the end of the day. We're going to have some live sports on here. I hope you will join me. Royal St. George's. And who knows, maybe my man Alan Shaw will join me before the end of the day. God bless. Talk to you soon and be good. Bye-bye.